may I next call upon Trip and Dheeraj to present very brief survey. You need to do it rather quick because we are running out of time. Yeah, of CleverDB. Many of you have already heard about CleverDB, but Trip and Dheeraj will present you quickly. Those of you who are new and who have not seen CleverDB, a quick overlay of what CleverDB is. So, and some of you might have already downloaded the app. So you get to know about what CleverDB is and how possibly you can use it. So it's for you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So CleverDB. Since morning we are listening about people talking about CleverDB and what is food pairing and all. So let me get you a brief introduction. What is it? So in CleverDB, what we do is we have ingredients, we have associated molecules, and then we try to map the flavor. Then we try to map the flavor profile of those molecules and the ingredients in the structure. So this is the flow chart in CleverDB, in which we have the entity category. We have 34 categories in total, which have been further divided into 936 ingredients. So out of these ingredients, we have different flavor molecules that are associated with it. So in these 936 ingredients, we have 2254 molecules that are natural entities, natural flavor molecules, and the rest of the flavor molecules are either synthetic or the sources of them have not been found. So coming to the molecular part of CleverDB, which is the most important part, we have with every flavor molecule, we have associated common name for that, IUPAC name, because this is for molecular purposes, we have the IUPAC names, and we have flavor and we have complexity and the structures for that. So in the identity and flavors, we have common name, IUPAC names, and the flavor profile, the taste that it provides. And for the functional groups, we have different functional groups that it belongs to in the chemical profile. So now let me take you to the some applications that CleverDB has been working on. First of all, food pairing. Food pairing, we are listing food pairing since morning. Food pairing is basically when we have two ingredients, so we can associate that based on the flavor profiles of those two ingredients or multiple ingredients. Can we make a particular recipe? Can we use those ingredients in a particular recipe so that we can get the desired taste? Searching for drug-like compounds. In the website, what we can do is, since we know what are the chemical characteristics or the molecular characteristics of a particular drug, so based on that characteristic, we can search what ingredient is responsible for that drug. That can be done using CleverDB. And the next thing is caloric flavor properties of each ingredient. Now to the data set, which will be explained by Trip.
So in this data set, as we can see, we have 34 categories and 936 ingredients, which are from the natural sources. And these ingredients, they have a total of 2,816 flavor compounds with 25,595 flavor molecules, as you can see. So this complete data set was scraped from foodeb.com, and now we can go to some insights. So yeah, in this graph we can see that the number of ingredients which is on the x-axis with it, like its relationship with the cuisine, with its cuisine. So each line is a cuisine. It represents a cuisine, and the topmost point that we can see, it lies on 10, like the x. Yeah, so we can see that this line, so this point is 10. So the average number of ingredients that we can see is 10, and beyond it, we have very few frequency. We have like few number of recipes belonging having an ingredient count of 1 or 2. But this is because as the recipes gets transferred from generation to generation, they get easily mutated, because we can easily change or manipulate the number of ingredients if they are very low. And like if we go to the right side, the number of ingredients is quite higher, and their propagation from generation would decrease. So these recipes easily die out. So this explains the tradition or that we have seen, and many researchers have also cited this. So now, this is a frequency RAM graph. So here also each line represents a cuisine, and the topmost point is the most dominant ingredient in that cuisine. So we can use this, like these points, they can help us identify a cuisine. So we have also used this kind of stuff in cuisine classification, and you might have seen the posters up there. So this is a log graph, and the number of ingredients, the dominant ingredients, they are quite low, and the number of them is low, and the graph basically drops down drastically. This is a log graph, so this is an exponential number. So this is around like 300. So these least number of ingredients, they are least dominant, and they won't help us in identifying a cuisine. So, like moving on, we have the composition of recipes in with their categories. So we can see that we all know India is like spices are quite dominant in Indian region. So we can also see that in Indian cuisine, spices have a very high frequency, like according to the scale 1.4. So this heat map actually represents the ingredients and their categories. Next, we have food pairing. So food in this example that is taken from the website, butter has positive food pairing with tea, beer, and apple, etc. So we will also see this in the demo too. So,
just scroll down, I'll just mention. So FlavorDB is a database of flavor molecules, and this is a flavor network. Just load it. So what you see on the periphery are the ingredients, and you have sharing between the ingredients. For example, if you click on one of the ingredients, you will see what are the other ingredients. You can scroll down a bit, with which there is a flavor sharing. So it is slightly counterintuitional, because you might not expect that a spice or a dairy would have a lot of sharing with wine or some other ingredient category, but incidentally that seems to be true. That's a factual data coming from GCMS analysis, and that's what we see, that there is a lot of sharing. Now if you go down, you will see a visual search. For example, if you click on fruit, the bottom one, left bottom, fruit category, you will see there are lots of fruits here. Pick any one of the fruits and click on the, you can pick anything. Just click on the link there. You will see the flavor molecules of apple. If you click on the apple, now on the top you have information about the natural source of apple, which plant it comes from, what is the natural source, etc. And below that you have a list of flavor molecules in the apple, and it has 300 entities, of which 10 are shown, rest of them are in the pages which are following by, right? And what is the information it is providing? It has got name of the molecule, it has got what are the taste, what are the taste and odor percepts of the molecule. For example, the first one, beta-catenaine, has got herbal, woody, thyme, wood flavor, and if you click on the more information of that molecule, you will get additional information such as name of the molecule and chemical properties which are given below, and even the three-dimensional as well as two-dimensional structure. If you click on view JSON below the molecule's picture, you end up getting a three-dimensional picture which you can rotate and see. So this is of interest to those who are interested in the chemistry part of it. Right? If you go back and click close this tab, and just do pair it up there. That's it. So with Apple, if you go and find out what are the other ingredients, we have total 945 ingredients, with which we have a sharing of the flavor molecule. Remember, there is a lot of spherical curve here. A lot of assumptions that are going into it, because we are not looking into the concentration of the flavor molecule. We are only looking at which molecules are present, which are not. And we are looking at the intersection. And if you go down, you will see what are the ingredients, other ingredients, go down, which means there is a sharing. Go down a bit. So first one comes strawberry, which has got 188 molecules which are shared, and if you click on that 188 number, you will end up getting all the flavor molecules which are common between apple and strawberry. Right? So it's a very structured database. It allows you to search, query, come back from ingredient, natural source, flavor molecule, molecules' functional group, their odor percepts, etc. You can do all kind of searches that you wish to do on this database using advanced search as well. I guess I will stop it there, and we'll take any questions if there are any, because I know there is a lot of new audience which may not have used FlavorDB, but one of the applications that it comes out is that of pairing, a simple pairing experiment, while knowing that there are a lot of assumptions that are going into it. Okay? If there are any queries, we'll take, otherwise we'll move on to the last presentation. Yes, please, sir.
One question.
Yeah.
And when you say pairing, in this we are talking about that they are compatible or they are incompatible.
We are talking about the fact that two ingredients have same molecules, by which I don't know whether you would talk about whether either they are complementary, they are more and more similar to each other. That's what it means.
They are similar to each other in the flavor and the taste.
And taste and odor.
In order.
Taste and odor.
Therapeutically they are compatible, not compatible.
We don't know that. We don't know that. Theoretical part is available in the next talk. You will get to know about it, but no pairing business there. So unfortunately, you see these are independent resources that we have created. For example, if you want to know strawberry, what are the therapeutic effects of this, and mango, what are the therapeutic effects of it, that we have separated.
Strawberry, mango can be combined.
Together we don't have it.
They can be combined
Or not. We can't say that. We can't say that. We can only tell you, for example, that in the diet analysis, for example, if you go there, it will tell you, if I have apple, for example, what are the therapeutic effects of apple? If you want to find out. Pairing.
You see, when you prepare a dish, there are a lot of combinations.
I know.
Are those combinations are compatible for the wellness or they are not?
We don't have that information.
You see, like for example, simple example, like honey and ghee cannot be mixed. In equal quantity, it should not be mixed at all. Like in the morning they talk about the left right.
Right.
Both are in their own capacity, they both are very healthy. But you mix them together, there's a problem.
I get that. I get that.
I think that will also come one day, it will reach to that.
I hope so it will reach. The trouble here is that everything that we are presenting here is based on whatever is empirically available there. For example, individual ingredient, people have worked on it. About what, for example, effects of ginger are, garlic are, tomato are, honey is, etc. We shall present it using DietRx. But mixing them, unfortunately, very few of them have been studied for combinatorial effect. Right? So we don't have, the modern science doesn't provide us too much information about combinations of ingredients and their therapeutic effects. We don't have it. At least we have not found enough of it to be able to make a database.
We don't have it here, but in India we can do the research.
Of course. In principle it is doable. If a standardized framework can be set up and implement can be done, eminently it is doable. But it's a cumbersome work, sir, I must tell you. That doing all these studies to find out the therapeutic effects is extremely cumbersome because it's very complex as I can see it, right? But in principle we should move in that direction if you want to. Absolutely. So thank you. Yes, please.
I have one more question.
Sure.
So, when it comes to food pairing, you are looking at them at the chemical structural level, and so in theory, what's a good pairing? The food that compare very closely, or food that are very distantly are not pairing very well. So,
Okay.
for example, chocolate and chili, it's a new flavor, everybody likes it. Are they closely paired or they are distant?
Okay, so no direct answer to this. I'll tell you what is available, or what is known about this. If you look at the existing pairing in the recipes, if you check them, right? Some of the cuisines tend to have similar kind of pairing, some have contrasting pairing, right? By that I can make an assumption that okay, since Indian cuisine has got a contrasting blend, I might suggest that having a contrasting blend in my new recipe that I'm creating or a new flavor blend that I'm creating, it is good to take contrasting pair. That might be my assumption. But it needs to be tested, it needs to be validated along with food companies and all to figure out whether it is really so or not, right? But you can come up with hypothesis.
Yeah, I mean the existing pairs that work and not work,
Mm-hmm.
the popular pairs, you can look at them and then look in your reviews, you already have the database.
Yep.
You can compare how closely or distant they are chemically and then give them good or bad.
By ranking.
ranking.
Sure. We have not done it the way you are asking us to do it right now. We have done it at the level of recipes. Take a recipe, look at the ingredients, look at similarity, and based on that, tell whether they are, which kind of pairing goes into it. Is it more like what we call as uniform pairing, similar kind of a thing, or contrasting pairing, dissimilar kind of thing going together? Yeah? But thanks for asking the question.
So one question.
Yeah.
So when we think about the medicine in the Ayurvedic context, when it's called crude medicine, and then when we are using right now it's the allopathy, directly component we are using.
Yeah.
So can we do something interpretation can be done with your in this field, flavor DB?
I don't know what interpretation you are asking, crude and...
Crude, you know that cancer के लिए बहुत सारी दवाइयाँ हैं पहले.
हाँ.
उसमें क्या करते थे वो कुछ plants, seeds mix करके खिला देते थे.
हाँ.
तो वो flavors तो it must be already listed in your
We do
ingredient
have
list.
flavors.
So can we do something related to medicine and health कि वो justify हुए with the scientific evidence?
Okay.
Can it be done or not?
When it comes to health, we have other next one coming, dietetics. Maybe we should touch upon that when we come to that, not in the context of flavor per se.
No.
Okay. May I call upon Chef Gill to give away the certificates to our young students. So, the first one is for Philips. And Dheeraj. Thank you.